When I get to like the 5th picture, I start cursing. And my buddy from Sicily is like, what's going on? Why are you pissed off? I'm like, I said, we have a fucking problem. He's like, why would we have a fucking problem? I'm like, because either A, we just bought the watch that sold at the Hong Kong auction 4 or 5 years ago for 250 grand. We just bought that. And they lost the box and the papers and the watch is naked now. Or we're dealing with a clone, a serialized clone of that watch. He's like, what do you mean a serialized clone? I'm like, give me a sec, I need to do some research. Hung up on him. I start checking stampings, checking pictures, reference pictures, the ones that I got from the watchmaker, the ones that have the watch, the ones from the auction, and everything was identical, just with a little. So what ended up happening is the watch was 100% original. All the parts were original with the exception of one thing, the bezel. The dial was original. The lugs with the diamond connection plates for the case, those were the strap connection sections for the case, those were 100% original. Because the watch was born a Rolex Leopard, the one with the printed dial, and it was converted or transformed into a Frankenstein Barbie. They put an aftermarket bezel, which if the watchmaker would have taken it off, probably would have cut on that it wasn't stamped, it was laser engraved. And the dial was original from some other watch. However they found that dial, no idea. It does happen, it has happened, where a lot of parts from the Rolex factories were stolen by watchmakers at certain points and sold to gray market dealers and stuff like that over the years. Service centers that had extra parts and stuff selling them to dealers and then they were sticking around. Well, I had to write an entire report and call this guy and send a voice message apologizing for the inconvenience of everything that happened. It would have been a very, very negative trip had I shipped that watch out, because the dealer that sold me the watch would have probably wiped his hands with the whole situation and said that I changed something on that watch. I don't blame him for wrongdoing because I don't think he knew. The guy had even registered that watch on the watchregistry.com website with his information with that serial number. The real issue and where it comes from is primarily the auction houses. When they're listing these rare, unique pieces, they have to be more careful to not share serial numbers entirely and movement numbers. This watch had the whole serial number, the case number, the movement number, everything re-engraved perfectly. And then when you would run the serial number, obviously in the Rolex database, it would show with the correct dial, it would show with the correct picture of the watch because it was that watch. The serial number is for a genuine one, so how is the false one ever not gonna, how is it gonna be flagged if everything's perfect and real? So there's so many things that happen in this industry where you just have to be so careful of who you're doing business with, because some people have malice, others are just none the wiser, and they just think that this is easy because there's money on the table, and they don't really care about names and reputations. They could wipe their ass with all of that because they've made money, they have money, and the rest is, you know, bupkis to them. That's my story. Till the next one.